Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, so whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That's just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Justice card, right? Now, in a lot of ways, this is going to see you focused very heavily on what you are ready to commit to. Now, this suggests that there is something coming up for you to commit to. So this week, if you are presented with a choice, it really is up to you. It doesn't matter which way you go, but you do have to make a choice. And it does feel like it's going to have to be this week. It's not like you can sit and linger on this. You're just going to have to go with what your gut says to you is right for you at this moment in time. The other thing with the Justice card as well, what are you ready to align with? What are you ready to really tie yourself to? And not just as an idea or as a phrase or to say like, yeah, you know, I'm doing this now, like to really commit to really put your, put your guts and your heart and your soul on the line or into something in some way, shape or form. For your actions and options this week, you have the Empress card. So lots of Libran energy here, which is very, very interesting because we're in the season of Libra. There's obviously a conglomerate of planets going on there. There's like a little Libra stellium, which we've had for a while now, but it's starting to change, right? That energy is now starting to shift. In a lot of ways, the Empress here suggests that you are starting to find the beauty in your situation, even with the challenges, even with the things that might be, might have happened over the last 6 months for you guys. This could be a much easier week than you've had in a long time, and it does see you committing to something that maybe financially starts to flourish financially starts to flourish or to grow in some way, shape or form. What I also like about this Empress card here for you, it's like you're choosing or committing to having the best experience that you can, having the best that your money or your budget will allow, right? It's kind of like whatever you're doing for yourself this week, you're not scrimping on it. Like you say, you know what? If I can afford the best, then I'm going to have the best. And if I can only afford the intermediate, then that's what I'll have. But I'll celebrate it all the same, right? That's a very, very important part of this. For your communications and conversations, you have the Strength card. This week, there are going to be some challenging conversations. For some of you, you may have to draw a boundary. You might have to set a... You might have to set a tone of some kind this week. You might have to, in a lot of ways, maybe you're having to, because it's the Justice card, right? And yes, it's the Strength card, but it's with that Justice card energy. And this suggests to me that this week you might have to put your foot down on something. You may have to really kind of say, okay, you know what? This is the line, this is the boundary. And in a lot of ways, this suggests, for all of you across the board, actually, in some way you're having to go it alone, right? This could be maybe somebody that you really care about, a friend, a business partner, an associate, a colleague, a family member, has said all the way, yeah, I'm going to do this with you. And this week they pull out. This week they say, actually, you know what? I can't be there with you. For any number of reasons, and maybe you're having to set the boundary. The reason I say this is because I get the feeling that somebody's wavering on a decision. It's like, when someone says to you, yeah, I'm there 100%, and then when the moment comes, they're like, oh, actually, I'm not sure now, and then it's like, oh, and it could be like that. You may be able to say this week, look, you know what? You've obviously hesitated, and that's fine. You know, everybody has their reasons, but for that reason, I'm setting the boundary. I don't want you to do this with me. Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, this week I would say dig deep, have more faith in yourself and your own abilities, even if that means stepping on somebody else's toes, right? Step on those fuckers. Their toes, not people. You know, gosh, you have to police yourself so much these days. When it comes to your brain, those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is really having faith in what you've already created, right? So the path that you're on this week, you're going to have to find that energy, find that dig deep and say, you know what? I've come this far. I haven't come this far to come this far. I haven't come this far to go back, right? So you're just going to have to see it through this week. When it comes to those of you that are retired for no longer working for any reason, I would probably say to you this week, it may be a friend, a family member, a loved one, somebody that you care about, that you genuinely thought may have come through for you, but isn't able to. And this could see you kind of like, oh, what am I going to do now? You will do what you always do best, which is make it work, right? For your love and relations, you have the Two of Pentacles. You've got this underneath the Empress card, which tells me that in a lot of ways you are working hard to rectify a financial issue or challenge that you might have had. Now, you've got this Justice card infusing this. When it comes to partners, family members, extended family members that are, you know, that come with the partner, because you never really just marry the partner, right? This week, something may be awry with the finances in regards to the loved one or the extended family member. And again, it's really important that you draw this boundary. The reason I say this is it looks like your finances are trying to expand, albeit slightly slower than you would have liked. It does look like they're ready to expand, but I get this feeling that there's something, it's almost like you don't want to be on a ship with somebody that's constantly knocking holes in the bottom of the ship. You know what I mean? It could be that kind of energy. Now, the other thing that I will say to you as well, when it comes to those of you that are single, I mean, you've got other fish to fry this week. That's not to say that it can't happen. And if it is going to happen, you've got the Two of Pentacles, the Empress, and you've got the Justice card here as well. There's going to be, at first, when you meet this person, there's going to be something that's unevenly stacked, right? It may be that they have more money than you. Maybe that they're in a higher sort of circle of society, whatever the fuck that means. It may be that you know, maybe they have a better job. Maybe you're the one that has all of those things. And so what appears to be a bit of a mismatch to everybody else will make sense to you. And it's important that you have enough courage and faith in whatever you think it could be or is, to not be swayed by the naysayers and the outside parties, all right? When it comes to your money and materials, you've got the Four of Wands. So like I said, your money's definitely trying to improve. There's definite improvements coming, right? But it's important for those of you that are partnered or maybe have family members that are constantly there with their cap in their hand. It's important that you find a way this week to say, listen, I need to do this first before I can start helping everybody else, right? You've got to get to where you are. You got to do what you need to do in order to make this right. Now, when it comes to the home and environment, the Four of Wands is a very nice card for this because it suggests foundation. So whatever challenges you've had around the home, this week they do rectify. You've got the Justice card, the Strength card, and the Four of Wands, but you've got this Two of Pentacles here as well. I see a lot of you finally buying a home, finally purchasing a space, finally purchasing a bit of land, whatever it is. Like there's definitely, and look, you've got the Empress there as well, which is very often about environment. So this could be a week where you get the mortgage approval. This could be the week where your offer is accepted. This could be the week where you find that perfect spot for you to, you know, build your home or your office or your whatever. It's going to be very good for that. And then finally, when it comes to your physical health and vitality. The Four of Wands is your head, your noggin, all that kind of all that kind of general area, and the top part of your jaw, and your upper airways as well. So just look after all of your, that part of yourself. Now, the full moon that's taking place in the sign of Aries is going to be in your 11th house, right? So 11th house is all to do with your groups, the people that you're connected to on the wider world stage. It's also the gains that you get from your business or your work. So there could be some really nice developments there, or certainly the potential for them being shown to you around that time of the full moon on the 20th. Your full moon message is the gate 60 and limits. Really interesting, because Taurus got this same card. You guys have been doing a bit of a dance recently. The Geminis and Taurians, there's been a lot of very interesting similarities of late. Now, the fact that you have this card, what I said to Taurus was, this is about highlighting to you where you get in your own way, right? But you guys don't have the same key to the week card. And so because you have this is a time where really, you're very good at doing the whole ambidextrous thing, right? And balancing things out, because it's what you do. But this week, I would really encourage you to think about what you want. This is a time to focus on yourself like never before. Forget what everybody else is doing. Forget what everybody else wants or needs. And I'm not saying ignore the groups or whatever. What I'm saying is, unless people are bringing an actual beneficial energy to your life, because the 11th house is benefactors as well, unless they're bringing that to you or that kind of energy, it's time to get more selective. It's time to be more eliminative in some way, shape or form as well. Remember, this is in the sign of Aries. Now, that being said, I think, I'll leave it there. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.